It's got to be Van der Merwe. He gets away, gets a car length already, and Saul Van der Merwe means business this time. The Audis have been ruling the roost, and he wants to change all that into budget for the first time. Lovely camera shot from up high here as they accelerate towards Yellow Pages, heavy on the brakes. Got a line up there, you can't take a chance in these cars. In with Moss, in the works Audi, nothing between the two cars, they accelerate away. Saul Van der Merwe hasn't got a little touch on the dab on the brakes. Tight into that corner, he's also got to keep him out there. Now he starts to accelerate, you can hear him there, accelerating up the Winfield Hill flat out. As they're going onto the brake markers, you can't see the corner, and they just suddenly arrive, heavy on the brakes. Morgan Rood's in fourth spot, just settling down, having those tyres warmed up. Van der Merwe's out first, and Moss is looking for the inside berth. He's not going to follow him down the road, he's got it. He comes down the road, this is going to be a brave move, he stays in the road. On the inside here, this is a flat out corner for Van der Merwe. Just cuts across his bows there, goes for the inside. He's got a defensive line there, keeps him out on the inside of Continental Tire corner. There's the new one, and very quickly out of there. Lots of runoff area. There's a dicey one now, there's the new Caltex curve. So he knows now where he's going to attack from. Saul Van der Merwe, he knows Terry Moss is there. He's got Aberdeen on his tail, and the Bozel, the red Bozel car. He had Morgan Rood just behind them. And we see E-Coat a little further back. But it's these four A-class cars. Later in the year to be challenged by the Opel Calibre Michael Briggs, as you heard from Peter Led, being prepared in Cape Town at Kyalami, in Oden Ashley's workshop, to come and do battle here. And this is where Van der Merwe is fast. He goes through there, he just lifts and puts his foot down, absolutely flat out, and Chris Aberdeen is through as well. So Moss has really got to settle in here. He's the champion in this class, but Saul Van der Merwe so far is giving them a driving lesson. Aberdeen is on his way through. You've got to watch you don't come too close on this one. You start to overheat your motors. So Aberdeen wants after, he says, move over and let me get at him. You can't let Saul Van der Merwe get away this way. But it looks like they are. And coming up on his tail, on Terry Moss's tail, he's going for that inside berth at Yellow Pages. He's got it. He's saved his second position, but Aberdeen knows where he can pass him now. Saul Van der Merwe knows there's a challenge coming from those four-wheel drive Audis, but he's got that tremendous acceleration coming out across his corner, and Saul's got the bit between his teeth, and how?
Ja, Roger, ons het net gesê dat die wedren verkort is tot 8 rondes as gevolg van twyfel oor die uithou vermoë van die motor se renbande. Ek wil miskien hier in die begin van die wedren die vraag stel of Van der Merwe nie dalk hier te vinnig begin jag in die begin van die wedren en gaan sy bande dit uithou. Ons moet in gedagte hou dat die twee Audi Quattro motors 4-wiel aandrywing het en dat daar nie so hard soveel druk op hulle bande natuurlik uitgeoefen word as die tweewiel aangedrewe voor 6 Ford Sapphire van Saul Van der Merwe. Het bly nog steeds 'n baie interessante stryd hierdie. Dis 'n kritiese vraag. Mense moet sien wat gebeur aan die einde van hierdie wedren. Terry Moss beslis nou terug na die tweede posisie en stewig ook. Daar so 2 sekonde verskil tussen Van der Merwe en Terry Moss. Terry Moss weet dat hy vir Chris Aberdeen kort op saak het. Ben Morgenrood en sy Mazda met die 3-rotor engine sit net en wag vir enige van hierdie voorste manne om 'n fout te gaan of enigiets om tegnies verkeerd te loop met daardie motors. En dan is hy gereed om toe te slaan en daardie posisie by hulle oor te neem. Dit gaan die einde van die tweede ronde wees. Die volgorde bly steeds dieselfde en ons gaan dit vir u vinnig gee. As hulle by ons verbykom, dis Saul Van der Merwe, dan is dit Terry Moss en dis Chris Aberdeen. Daar is absoluut niks tussen hulle nie. Dan is dit Ben Morgenrood. Hy is so 2,5 sekondes verder terug. Johnny Eekhout is daar in die 4de posisie. Dion Joubert loop voor in klas B op die oomblik met Garrick Dunkley tussen hom en sy spanmaat Tony Viana. En dan in klas C is dit Dave Repsol, Keith Carr en Pat Ducken wat sake uitspoor. Verder terug in klas D het ons vir Richard Sorensen en Ray Wolfer, die manne wat soveel jare lank nou al teen mekaar jaag in daardie klas. En wat sake uitspoor om die eerste posisie in klas D. Maar ons aandag is plus gevestig hier op hierdie stryd om die tweede posisie tussen die benante Audi van Terry Moss. Hy is die huidige kampioen. Dis waarom hy motor nommer A1 het. A staan vir klas A, 1 staan vir die huidige kampioen. En Chris Aberdeen wat die laaste helfte van die vorige seisoen waarskynlik onder spanbevele moes jaag en Terry Moss die geleentheid moes gee om die kampioenskap agter sy naam te skryf omdat hy reeds 'n redelike voorsprong in die punte gehad het. Sal graag dit wil omkeer. Dis die eerste wedren van die jaar en daar is absoluut geen spanbevele in die Audi span nie. In hierdie stadium van die seisoen minstens nog nie. En sowel Moss as Chris Aberdeen gaan absoluut hulle uiterste probeer om hierdie wedren te wen. Saul Van der Merwe 'n gemaklike voorsprong. Aan die einde van die vorige ronde was dit 3,5 sekondes tussen Van der Merwe en Terry Moss. En Ben Morgenrood lyk vir my die probleem. Hy het waarskynlik iewers iets vasgery. Miskien het iets opgetel. Dis 'n rempyp op 'n ding wat los is daar aan die agterkant van sy motor en dit gaan sy vertoning beslis beïnvloed. Einde van die derde ronde, Sarel van der Merwe nog steeds voor. Sasselford Sapphire. Hy wag ook vir 'n nuwe motor. Waarskynlik later die jaar gaan hy 'n splinternuwe motor kry wat nog heel wat meer perke gaan ontwikkel. Hy het natuurlijk die gewigvoordeel ook vandag. Soos wat ons gehoor het, 100 kg ligter wat hy vandag geweeg is gewoonlik. Maar ek dink hierdie vertoning hier is absoluut uit die boonste rang. Sarel van der Merwe, een van Suid-Afrika se mees suksesvolle renjaars van alle tye, waarskynlik die mees bekende. En op sy hakke het hy nog steeds vir Terry Moss, wat daar iets los is op sy valhelm. En Chris Aberdeen, wat bezig is om so klein bietjie verder terug te sak. Ben Morgenrood nog heel wat verder terug. So 5, 6, 7 secondes, as ons nou reg getel het, tussen Chris Aberdeen en Ben Morgenrood.
And Terry Moss has had quite a race so far on the 3 laps that this race has been on. It's going to be a total of 8. There's Paddy Driver's car, the RGR Mazda at the side of the road there. It's unusual to see Paddy Driver retiring. He's been in motorsports for something like 35 years. But Moss has been to the front. He's been past, or he's been very close to Van der Merwe. He has been in front. He's been in second position. He's been in third, and he currently lies second at the moment. So he's settling down to his work. But at the moment, Sarel van der Merwe is giving them a driving lesson. There's no doubt about this combination of the Springbok, of the Ford, Sapphire and Sassel. He's up front and they're not going to catch him. Barring mechanical problems, and this is where Van der Merwe is fantastic. He doesn't lift as he comes down through here, absolutely flat out through that right-hander. And then he just lifts it. Looks like a brake pipe or maybe or something underneath the motor car there. It's not helping Ben Morgan, that's for sure. Nice performance there by Chris Aberdeen in third position, but he's got an aggressive Terry Moss ahead of him. Sarel van der Merwe is now leading by just on 3.3 seconds. He's got the bit as they come past some of the bit between his teeth as they come past some of the back markers in this race. They're into the slow cars already and they've just done 4 laps. It's Van der Merwe and it's Moss and there's Aberdeen following them as they come around there. Coming up there on the D-class cars, and here we are. The B-class dice is on. 16 years in your pictures, Tony Vion, Dion Jabeur from Cape Town, and number 17. These are the Works BMWs. 3.5 litre 5 series. They really rock it around here. We could see too close to them. In fact, he's not in the picture at all. It's Gary Dunkley, the one who's giving chase. He's just behind him, just coming into view now in that Sabre Porsche. But it's the BMWs, 1 and 2 here. It's Jabeur, and then it's Tony Vion, and that's how it was on the starting grid. We haven't got Johan could see him here at all. So he's gone a missing in this one. We've missed him somewhere around the circuit. But here's the BMWs ruling the roost in Class B. These for cars up to 3.8 litres. And beautifully turned out are these two. Underneath they're certainly different. One is prepared in Cape Town by Owen Ashley. The other one's done by Beyond up here in the Free State. We're in with Moss as he gets past the back market. This is the pits corner. Commonly called Bungee Corner by the drivers. There's a sheer drop just on the outside of this corner. Here's the speed now. Let's have a look as we go down to Terry Moss. Does he lift? He keeps his foot down, keeps left, so gets past the pit exit, flat out through here. He'll just be lifting down. He's got Aberdeen on his tail. He lets it slide out with that 4-wheel drive, gets it back under control and accelerates up the hill there. The same come past there, these slower cars, sportingly letting them all come through. But it's Van der Merwe, there he is at the moment. He comes popping and squeaking, and I think he's getting closer. It's Terry Moss. The gap was 3.5 seconds. It is now down to 2 seconds, and we've got a race on our hands, and Van der Merwe knows it. He's slipping and sliding as they come round budget. He wants past these slow cars so quickly, but Terry Moss is starting to speed up and is getting closer. As we go into the second half of this race, 5 laps are gone. We've got 6, 7 and 8 to do, and this race will be over. And Moss is pushing that Audi to its limit and beyond as he closes on Sarel van der Merwe. Van der Merwe will be looking at temperature gauges. He can feel his tyres are starting to go off. It's been a hard race for him. Going off means they stop losing their grip, or they start losing their grip on the road, and they start to slip and slide all over the place. And he's got his boost turned right up. There's the leader now of the D-class. That's Richard Torrance from the class champion. Very fine little performer in that motor car. As Terry Moss closes, this could be the winner. Sarel van der Merwe takes the tighter line. He's taking the shortest possible route he can around the circuit. He looks in his mirror and there's the black Minolta Audi on its way. Only around this corner. This is lap 6. We've got this lap 7 and 8 to do, and Moss is closing. Has Van der Merwe blown it? Has he overdone it? His tyres. He's got a lot of experience as he comes down here flat out. They're doing 260 kilometers an hour as they come towards us. Aberdeen is in there too. Maybe both those Audis will come past for a while to go. Van der Merwe thrives on these windy bits. He's incredible to watch going around these slower corners. He wants past. He'll be saying to him, get out of my way, get out of my way, as he comes up on him as Moss closes. And the gap, it was 2.5 seconds, is now down to 1 second. 1 second, and we've got 2 laps to go.
Wel, dis een ding om vir Sarah van der Merwe in te haal, dis iets helemaal anders om by hom verby te kom. Van der Merwe wat baie ervaring het in alle vorme van motorsport. Waarskynlik die enigste vorm van motorsport wat hy nog nie, wat hy nooit eintlik werklik in gepresteer het nie, was in enkelsitplekke, in enkelsitplek motors, en dis doodgewoon omdat hy so 'n lang man is. Maar soos ek gesê het, hy weet presies wat hy doen agter die stuur van 'n motor, en net 'n bietjie op die lyn wat hy gaan neem. Dit is baie duidelik dat Terry Mas besig is om nader te kom aan hom. Maar wanneer Sarah van der Merwe op die verdediging is, dan is hy baie slim. En moet jy baie goed weet hoe om hom uit te oorneem. Het is baie duidelik dat daar die Sasol Ford Sapphire van ons bande nie meer die greep het wat hulle net gehad het. Dis nie halwe sekonde verskil nou met Dion Joubert in klas B met 'n nuwe ronderekord van 1 minuut 40 of 1 minuut 50 sekondes. En die aandag is beslis gevestig hier op hierdie stryd. Dis Sarah van der Merwe en Terry Mas. Altyd van hulle wat werklik baie hard agter die stuur van 'n renmotor kan jaag. Terry Mas is baie. Hy het nog 1,5 rondes oor. Hy het nog 1,5 rondes oor om vir Van der Merwe verby te gaan. Ons kyk na die taktiek van Sarah van der Merwe. Hoe gaan hy daarin slaag om vir Terry Mas van hom al weg te hou? As daar baie min verskil is tussen hierdie motors, is dit uiters moeilik om by Sarah van der Merwe verby te kom. Ek kan sien hoe hard probeer Terry Mas. Haar die 4-wiel aangedrewe motor van ons sleep hom doodgewoon net reguit daar deur die grond aan die buitekant van die baan. En met nog 1 ronde wat oorbly, is daar nie eers 'n halwe sekonde tussen Sarah van der Merwe en Terry Mas nie. Chris Aberdeen is wat verder terug. Hy is uit die prentjie uit as Van der Merwe die linkerkant voltooi. Kan ek nie sien dat Chris Aberdeen ook nog by hom kan verbykom nie. Tensy hy iets verkeerd gaan hy nie daar in slag. Maar Terry Mas probeer aan die buitekant. Dan gaan hy aan die binnekant probeer. Let op die taktiek van Sarah van der Merwe. Hy gaan in die middel van die baan bly. Hy gaan nie of die wye lyn of die smal lyn neem deur die draaie nie. Jy kan letterlik en figuurlik omtrent 'n kombers oor hierdie twee motors gooi. Nog so 'n 3/4 ronde oor. En Sarah van der Merwe is op die verdediging. Terry Mas is op die aanval. En Chris Aberdeen sit net en wag vir enige van hierdie twee om 'n fout te begaan. Dan gaan hy die eerste posisie by hulle oorneem. Ben Morgenrood is nog steeds in die 3de plek, maar hy is heeltemal uit die prentjie uit. Hy is 14 sekondes agter Chris Aberdeen. So die stryd is hier om die eerste posisie. Daar is hy. Dis presies wat ek gesê het wat Van der Merwe doen. Hy hou die middelste lyn van die baan sodat Mas nie of aan die buitekant of aan die binnekant verby kan kom nie. En hy gaan dit letterlik deur elke draai doen wat nou nog voor lê. Dave Repsold, die voorloper in klas C, wat nou in die prentjie begin kom en net voor hulle op die baan is. Maar hulle gaan soos 2 vet gesmeerde blitse by ons verbykom. Die verskil tussen hier klas A en klas C motors is absoluut ongelooflik. Jy kan sien dat die tydverskille tussen Van der Merwe en Mas op die oomblik en Chris Aberdeen is so 2,5 sekondes verder terug. Daar's nog 3 draaie wat oorbly in hierdie wedren. Sarah van der Merwe loop steeds voor. Hy gaan dit maak. As hy net hierdie aanslag in die laaste draai Nashua kan weerstaan, gaan hy daar in slag met die wedren te wen. Terry Mas is op sake, maar Van der Merwe het dit 'n baie slim wedren deur Sarah van der Merwe wat 'n baie kwaai aanslag van Terry Mas afgeweer het. En Terry Mas wat alles probeer het so ver as wat hy kon om by Sarah van der Merwe verby te kom, maar net nie die aanslag nie. Chris Aberdeen in die 3de posisie. Ben Morgenrood het in die 4de plek klaar gemaak. In klas B was dit Tony Viana wat die voorsprong by Dion Joubert oorgeneem het en Gary Dunkley in die 3de posisie klas C gewen deur Dave Repsold met Keith Carcott op sy hakke, en in klas D was dit Richard Sorensen en Ray Wolford. Daar is die klas B stryd tussen Tony Viana en Dion Joubert.
At the moment it's Tony Viana in 16, 17 is Joubert. Is it going to stay like this? He's got the jump on him at the moment as they come down towards the line. It's echoed ahead. There's that big Chevy V8 ahead of them there. It's an Opel V8 now, and here comes Viana. And Gary Dunkley's hung in there with his 3.3 litre Sabre Porsche, hanging right with them. This is Wesbank modified racing at its absolute best. Sarah van der Merwe winning Class A, and here's the final run into the line for Class B. It's Tony Viana, hard man to beat on any circuit. Dion Joubert, Springbok just on his tail there. Formula 4 champion, also karting champion, is going to be Van der Merwe coming to the line. As you've heard, Class D was, there he is, it's Tony Viana, and then it's Dion Jobin. Gary Dunkley, a great drive then that save at Porsche in third position in Class B. As Hendrik told you, Dave Repsol, the pink